Hi, everybody. George, why don't you introduce us?
Well, I'm George Romero. This is Marilyn Eastman, Karl Hardman, Jack Russo, and we're here watching Night of the Living Dead, which is a movie that we all got together a couple of years ago and made in Pittsburgh, and this is what we hope to be finally the official all-purpose, officially authorized version of Night of the Living Dead, finally released on video.
Okay, we're watching the credits right now.
This car that's coming down the road here was actually belonged to Russ Streiner's mother. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a scene coming up where the car seems to crash into a tree. Actually, she had an accident with the car and dented the fender, and we decided to try to capitalize on that. And so we were able to get some production value out of an accident. Because this car did not stay with the production. She was using it to go back and forth to work, I think, every day as we...
George, hadn't we started to shoot with the damaged side of the car? And then she wrecked it? And we had to
yes.
build in the scene?
Right.
Right.
To build
Oh, you mean we actually had to wreck it into the tree, is that right? Is that how it happened?
We had
Yes.
to.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
all
'cause
those
we
nice
had-
trees are gone now. They were all taken in a big storm that they had out there.
Tornado.
All those wonderful trees.
Yeah, a tornado hit and actually uprooted the cemetery, and about 200 bodies were lifted up out of the
What?
earth. That's
Is that
true.
right?
Didn't you know that?
No.
I didn't know that either.
You're kidding.
Yeah, the tornado.
Did they walk?
Yeah.
They tried awfully hard, but
Well, he
I
said
think-
we should move the body into Pittsburgh or
yeah, well, those
something.
bodies got partly moved for real. About 200 bodies got unearthed
Oh,
by a tornado, and they had to reinter them. And I'm not sure if they're reinterred in that same
You mean bury them
cemetery in Evans City.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's reinter.
Sure.
This is, of course, Russ Streiner, who was one of the producers of the film, and Judy O'Day, who
Yes.
in Pittsburgh, at the time a Pittsburgh actress, now in Los Angeles.
Judy's
Still,
wearing a fall there, a blonde fall, and she really hated it because it wouldn't stay straight. If you notice a couple scenes in the film where her head looks like it's on crooked because her hair wouldn't stay right, centered.
Russ kind of got pressed into service to play the part of Johnny, partly because we could save money by casting ourselves in various roles.
He still has that tie.
He does?
Where are his gloves?
Well, they come
I
later.
don't know where the gloves are.
They come later.
Yeah, they'll...
In
No, I think that scene is past where he does a thing to establish the gloves.
No, it's coming out.
Is it?
Yes. It's coming
in color, was that tie yellow
Yes.
polka dots?
Yes.
You mean when the
Funny,
movie
I
was...
remember
Well, it was
that.
colorized.
When it was colorized?
Oh no, in real life, I think he had a.
I think it was Yellow Jack, yeah. Yellow Jack. No, it's Yellow Jacket.
And you have your basement, your Harry Cooper costume, right?
Yep.
You have the whole thing.
I still
the real
have the whole thing.
thing.
The real thing.
Can't get into the pants anymore, but
Bids are now being accepted.
yes.
Minimum bid, what?
Oh.
5,000.
About
Yeah.
380, yes.
I know, since Russ was not Robert Redford, we figured that we would need some way to recognize him, and that's why we used the driving gloves.
Gloves.
Recognize him later when he comes
When he
back.
returns.
When he
When he
comes
returns from the dead.
Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one.
And I
Was
was,
this a real tombstone
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you kidding? We couldn't afford fake tombstones.
in those days?
Not then.
But I can't remember the name on it. Can you?
No.
No.
No photographs from
we
the
were
other side.
we were afraid to show any names. We thought maybe somebody'd sue us.
They probably would have.
I just remembered now that
Jump cut number one there with the lightning didn't quite work.
Oh, the
How did we
lightning.
make
Someone was
that
talking about,
lightning?
now see,
How'd you make
here
that
comes Bill
lightning?
Heinzman. Well, that's why we had to cut into a real close-up, because
Turning lights on and off.
in order to make the light hot enough to look like lightning, we couldn't do it in a wide shot, because you put a all we had were color trans, and you put one on a wide shot, and just nothing there. So we had to cut in tight for all of the lightning shots.
Well, I think it was drizzling.
See, there's the glove shot.
Oh, there are the gloves.
Yeah.
Now, somebody was talking about the pens in his pocket. What was that about?
We just did that because we thought, well, he looks like an accountant or a CPA, and they always have pencils in their pockets, so we'll give the guy a few pencils.
So this is a wardrobe department responsibility?
Yes.
Character of making wardrobe. That's great.
Well, the thing about the lightning, though, it had started to drizzle, and we didn't know if the drizzle was going to register on film, and we also, or if the rain came down harder. So we figured that if we could see the drizzle, maybe we better throw in some lightning.
That's right.
And so we brought in a color tran light and flashed it on and off to make the lightning.
And that was,
you know, this is where I was actually going to be the cemetery zombie because nobody else was around to do it, and you did my makeup. I got into the makeup, and then Heinzman showed up, and we said, "Oh, good, now he can be the zombie because I can still load magazines and work the clapstick." So there I was all day in zombie makeup working the clapstick, and Bill became the famous cemetery ghoul.
yeah.
Now look at Bill's hair here.
Thunk.
His hair changes.
Now that was a real tombstone too?
That was, yes.
It was an artificial head.
That's
So that was a stunt. That was an artificial head.
No.
No,
But
the sound of
we didn't pay stunt adjustments in those days. The glass is coming off. That insert of the glass is coming off. Does anyone remember that? I don't remember that, but was that to cover too because of a continuity problem, or did we just do that for effect? Or did...
I think we did that to make the effect look more believable, and he had him half hanging off, and he was supposed to... We thought it would make it look more like his head really hit the stone. And
I think
wait a minute.
I don't remember that, but I just
Wait a
every
minute,
time I see it, I say, boy, that's such an obvious.
We wanted the glasses off for some reason. Didn't Bill Heinzman claw at the glasses and get? We said,
That's
well,
what
you'll claw at them, get them halfway off. Then when his head hits the stone.
No, he claws them all the way off there, but it's such an obvious sort of an insert shot that just happened a little while ago. And every time I see it, I say, gee, I don't remember the circumstances surrounding that. And that's a real window break.
That's a real one.
On a real window, not a
window.
breakaway. That's not a sugar glass window at all. What did Russ's mom say about that?
Well, that she had given
she
given us permission to do that.
To do that.
And we were going to replace the window, but then when she wrecked the car, we thought, oh great, now we can pretend that we can fake the car hitting a tree, and that'll give us some big production value.
Notice how fast Bill Heinzman moves there.
Yeah.
Crunch.
There it is. A tribute to your editorial skill. It's real.
A tribute to your sound effects.
There she goes.
There you can see the cheats leaning
Yeah.
away from the tree. That always bothered me.
In the original script, at the end of the movie, the posse was supposed to come through that cemetery and find the car and even find Johnny's body still there. But that was before we decided to have Johnny come back in the end. Yeah,
Right.
To get his sister?
that draft. But we never did go back to the
the cemetery.
for the closing. Probably for one reason, because we'd had to have the wrecked car there, and
Yeah.
just
That shot of her, some of that stuff with her running there, that was the very first stuff we shot, wasn't it? The very.
Yeah.
Remember sitting in the back of in the trunk of a car or something, doing those running
Yes.
shots?
Yeah.
Yes.
We had no dollies or anything.
But it worked.
It works fine.
Did
You can
you
sort of see
overcrank
her
for
stop though. That's another cut that always bothers me. Right at the end of the shot where I was shooting out of the back of the car, before I cut away a little too late, you can sort of see that she's about to stop.
Were you over cranking for her running?
I don't think so.
No,
but you know, we were shooting with. Well, we shot the whole thing with an Aeroflex, an old Aeroflex, in a blimp.
Right.
And but the same camera came out of the blimp for the handheld
For the
stuff.
handheld stuff.
And and it was battery powered, and I don't think it had a very accurate tack on it. And so it was basically running at a wild speed.
At a wild speed.
And some of the stuff is a little slow, some of it's a little fast, actually.
But it all works.
But it works okay.
And this was the gobo lighting, the shadows that were caused, that we made with hanging black seamless on in front of the lights and then
punching holes in
jagged patterns in the seamless to shine the lights through and make the shadows.
Very effective.
And then she sees pretty soon the animal heads on the wall, which actually belonged to George Cassana, who played the sheriff. He was a big hunting buff and a hunter, and he had shot those animals and brought them in to help decorate the house.
We found this farmhouse, and they were going to raze it, destroy it. And so we said, well, we can do that for you.
Right.
Just give us a try.
One of the funny things was...
That was one of the hardest sound effects there.
Yes, it was.
There's that rope.
Pulling the...
Bill Heinzman grabs the clothesline.
And the pole, flinging the pole. Well, that's always the tough stuff. It's always the little things.
So what does it sound like? You know, what does that sound like?
Came in a boom, boom,
How do
boom.
you create it? Recreate it?
Well, I was just thinking about that we, in a lot of ways, had to invent the way that the ghouls would behave. Because in the first place, these were, I think, probably the first flesh-eating ghouls ever in a movie. Before that, zombies didn't eat flesh. And then Bill Heinzman said about, we wrote in the script they were slow-moving and weak, but yet he had to be strong enough to break that window in the car, and he had to be fast-moving enough to chase Judy through the cemetery. And Bill said to George, "Hey, George, what about this? I'm supposed to be weak and slow-moving." He said, "Well, do it anyway. Speed it up and
Well, there are times
get it done."
when you have to take license. And,
Right.
There's a great deal of ingenuity exhibited in this film, insofar as movie making is concerned. Today, George, you can attest to that. The tricks that are used are so much easier.
Well, you remember that a lot of people might not know that you're the one that made the skull at the top of the stairs. Do you remember it?
Yeah, and I remember the hand too, making those clay hands with blood inside
That
them.
reaches through the window.
And the skull was, I think, a Revell model that we went up to the hobby shop and bought it, and then you worked with clay and
It was Bill and Walt's.
Built up on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
Well, it was great fun. I mean,
And a lot of the zombies that you see in the background, a number of them we made from mannequins. We covered the faces with clay and sculpted them ourselves, and George showed us how to cut ping pong balls in two to make eyes. And we'd put the ping pong ball eyes in the mannequins and then paint the pupils on. And those were the zombies that took in some cases, blows with...
yeah.
Yes.
Those were the really slow zombies. And weak. The black and white, I'd see some of these shots, and I can remember... I can still feel those focus rings on those old lenses. The two little butterfly rings on there. But I'm amazed actually sometimes at the depth of field, and I think really the Tri-X and the Plus-X that was so fast that it gave us a lot of. It was very forgiving that way.
A good f-stop to get
to shoot
depth of field.
And the whole discussion about color and black and white. I don't know how deep we were in, but when we actually started to raise some more money other than our own. I know we talked about going to reshooting what we had done and switching over to color, but we would have had to have gone to 16 millimeter
to shoot it.
And I never know how, was it an aesthetic decision to stay with the black and white, or was it just the week of work we didn't want to do, or?
I think
I think it was economics more than anything.
Well, didn't we determine that it would have been about the same to go to 16 color?
16.
But we would have to go to 16 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the blow-up process from 16 to 35 came into question.
I think the week's work was a big factor to redo that, because we were trying to work this around commercial shooting, and we could only free ourselves for 19 days. Remember, the first burst of shooting was 19 days at that house, and then we had to get back on commercial work, and then later we did another 7 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we did 3 days. We did some at your studio, your old studio.
Right, on the sound deck, on A deck,
right.
The master control area.
And then,
But I remember just looking at the black and white, some of the wide shots with the gobo shadows and all that, when we first were projecting it and stuff, and it just looked so great.
yeah.
It really did.
There's a fake zombie on the close-up. That was a mannequin that took that blow with the tire iron, and then it cut to the real actor, the actor falling.
That tire iron that Duane is using came out of my '65 Lincoln.
Is that right?
The same Lincoln that we used for the Washington D.C. Series. Sequence.
It's a good thing we didn't get a flat.
And this is another. Yeah. This is another case of.
Here's Jack.
It was
back in
3 or
makeup
4
again.
o'clock in the morning, and all the actors had gone home, and nobody was around to do the zombie. And I said, "Oh well, I'll do it." So I became the tire iron.
Yeah, you're the house
zombie. And Karl, you did the makeup again on me.
I was still shot.
It's another good action there, Jack. That's good zombie action. As a sort of a.
Well, I was probably hungover, and it was probably easy to move that way. But you made a little hole in the derma wax on my forehead, and then
added some fake blood to it.
Mm-hmm. I remember trying to get that shot of the tire iron falling. I actually admire that shot a lot. It's a pretty shot with the rug pattern and the shadows and stuff. There's the derma wax hole.
Yuck.
But the thing is, we were within the boundaries of the time we had, and there was another mannequin. You can really see that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was.
That's a funky one.
Yeah, that was a bad.
We were careful with it, I mean, there are things that there are things that we were able to do here just because it was just us guys that I haven't been able to do on much bigger budget things, just
Sure.
like the care and detail in that shot of the tire iron, it's like.
Yeah, it's too bad that.
Oop, your eye moved there, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was supposed to. That was another where we discussed, well, do his eyes move? Because do we fake that because she's supposed to think I'm still alive, maybe, or even if the zombie.
No, Jack, it was a normal blink.
No, really, it wasn't. It was an intentional blink. I remember that.
Well, I know what we were going for there, and it never quite came off, was the shock of when we're moving in, and then all of a sudden the body moves. It's being dragged. We find out an instant later that it's being dragged.
Yeah, but we thought that the eye movement, if it's just a little twitch that might have been a death twitch of the eye, would sell her thinking that it was still alive, and the audience thinking that when it moved.
I don't know why it's not a jump. I don't know whether it's the music cue or whether the sound effects just in the wrong spot, or whether it's just not sharp enough. Nowadays, with the Dolby tracks and everything, the stuff that you can do, you can make people jump without anything happening on the screen just by hitting them with
Yeah, just a good sting.
Yeah.
I love this when the lights came on, because then we didn't have to fool with those gobos anymore. And,
Until much later.
You know, they really slowed down the production, and I thought, oh man, just get to this point where we don't need those gobos.
All this stuff, I remember Vince was up there working. Actually, everybody put in some turns up there, getting this house all together. That's a good-looking kitchen drawer.
Mm-hmm.
That's another example of good detail.
Yep.
You don't see that kind of set dressing on a big movie.
No, you don't.
I remember
Verisimilitude.
when we were getting the house ready, Vince wanted to come into the house. The house was a total mess. Vince wanted to come in and start right away getting the sets ready where we were going to film, and I said, no, Vince, we got to do the kitchen first, because a lot of people are going to come out here, and they're going to know that they're going to be living in this place for 20 or 30 days, and let's at least, there's no bathroom, no running water, let's at least give them a clean kitchen. They know they can sit down and have a sandwich, and it's not utterly depressing to work here. So that was the first thing we cleaned up.
Okay, there's the living room, the fireplace. We still have those fireplace
Tools?
implements, tools.
Is that right?
Didn't Vince open up that fireplace or fake it? Wasn't that closed in when we first?
It might have been closed, Jack. I don't remember.
Oh, he had
But
the
there is a
pour.
mantle there.
Yeah, Vince poured made a new a concrete hearth because
So we could burn a real fire.
the script called for a fire, and
In the
Vince
fireplace?
on his own went out there and
What was it?
opened that
Was it
up.
gas
and
fire
I
or
think
something?
there was gas logs in there.
Mm-hmm.
This is everybody's favorite shot.
I know, isn't it weird? It was just an impulsive thing to do.
With the music box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very effective. Something pathetic about it in a way.
I recently met the daughter of the family who owned the house.
Really?
Just coincidence. You know, we were at the same function and we just started talking about movies, and it eventually came down to she identified who she was
Wow.
and how much her family regretted the destruction of the house afterward. You know, I said, yeah, I thought people used to go out there and have picnics and
If we'd have bought the place and turned it into a place like the spooky,
Tom
Yes.
Savini's
Hey,
haunted
Rob.
house or something.
Right.
we'd have probably made a fortune.
oh,
We would have had to buy the whole farm. It was a couple hundred acres or something like that.
hence
Yeah,
the
they were-
expression, he
turned
bought
it
the
in-
farm.
Bought the farm, turned it into a turf farm. They turned it into a turf farm or something, right?
Remember, we knew that he had to find wood someplace, and so he brought all this wood in. Now, where in the hell is he going to find the wood? And we belabored the whole issue of, could we stash it under the sink? Is that a logical place for people to keep lumber? And we thought, oh, what the hell, there's no other place to put it.
Sure,
so
I
we put,
keep lumber
and
under
nobody
the
has
sink.
ever questioned it. You know, he finds
That's right.
a stack
Well,
of
you know
lumber
what?
under the sink, and nobody's ever thought, well, this is a continuity blivet.
Well, you know, again, I mean, maybe it's because of the goodwill nature of the, you know, furniture. There was a light stand there. Did you see it?
Yep.
No, I missed
On the
that
left, there's a light
Well,
stand
don't
and a cable.
zombies
right?
need those to put their makeup on?
But you know, the oilcloth drop there, and the way the board is nailed on it, and there, you know, there are all the a lot of little touches in the set dressing that are just so natural.
Well, we made it.
Natural to a farmhouse like this.
Exactly.
An old house.
Well, that was sort of our forte between Leighton Image and Hardman Studios. All of us had that grounding in commercial and industrial production and TV commercials, where every detail has to be right, or some agency person is going to not buy it.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
and we brought that attention to detail to this movie.
And here goes the dining room
The
table.
dining room table. This was a one of a kind. This was. We did this like a step at a time. I remember.
Yeah, because there was no.
In sequence, because there was no other table.
No, that was it.
All-purpose table. the legs became the torches later.
Yeah. Can you imagine doing that today with one table?
No.
Okay, you got to get this first crack out of the barrel.
Well, I remember we were arguing about, not arguing, but speculating and wondering how much money we needed to spend on how many shirts, like how,
Yes.
you know, because of all the different stages, and are they going to get torn, or
Right.
what if something happens?
Yeah, it was pretty wonderful. I had 2 dresses, and Judy had 2 dresses.
I was
felt
going
like
to
we
ask
were
you
really
how many you had. I thought it was
Hollywood,
2.
yeah.
But then,
And
the
that
funny...
made it very hard to buy them because I had to shop to find a dress that was acceptable for each of us, but there had to be two of them in the same size.
But then that dress shows up about 5 times or more in the one sheet, in the Night of the Living Dead poster,
Yes.
right?
Right. They put that on everybody.
I know.
It's like,
Yeah, it was Marilyn's body on.
Yeah, they thought, the jeans weren't sexy enough, so they took the jeans off of...
Judy?
Oh, that sounds
Judy.
sexy.
Judy
They took
Ridley.
the jeans off of Judy Ridley, and they just put her head on your
With a little
body with your
airbrushing,
dress.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they improved the body significantly.
This is Duane's soliloquy.
Soliloquy.
As I call it, yeah.
And he felt all the pressure of that. That to him was...
the big, well, the whole thing about Duane, I mean, it's interesting because the fact that we went with Duane in this role, and he was so concerned that he didn't want his image to be, I always say, well, we really shouldn't take credit for casting a black man, in a certain, the way people talk about it. But that what we didn't do was change the script when we cast a black man. But in fact, Duane changed the script because he didn't want the guy to talk tough.
Right.
The guy, when written, without any description of his character, whether it was white, black, red, or yellow, talked like a tough guy.
Well, he was a truck
He
driver.
was a truck driver.
And Duane was didn't want this guy to be. He wanted him to have a very, a very
more refined
image.
And he was right. That worked probably
It
better
absolutely
than the
works
other
for his
film.
character. It also absolutely works for him as an actor because that's
Yes.
the way Duane is, and he's much more natural playing a character that's closer to.
Yeah, I don't think he could have pulled off the truck driver thing. I think his performance would have become very self-conscious, I think.
Yeah, I think
Well,
you're
Duane
right.
was an intellectual. And that feeling came out in the way he played the character.
But it was interesting the sensitivity that he had about it at that point, rather than, that's again a reflection of the times right then, and the whole.
Yeah, certainly was in his mind a reflection of the time, certainly. And we were all kind of oblivious to it at the time.
Well, one thing we weren't oblivious to, though, is, and just recently looking at some of the commercials we made, and you're talking about early 60s, before even the Civil Rights Act was passed, and looking at some of those old commercials, and we always had black actors in our commercials, and we always gave a lot of work to the jazz musicians, black and white, and all that. We kind of took pride in giving people work and so on that had a tough time getting it. So that was part of our nature, and so we didn't blink at casting a black actor in this role any more than we did with any of the other ones.
No, that's why I always say when people say, "Well, that was a brave move," I say
that was just us.
That was just the way we were. And most of the politics, whatever politics are or whatever political overtones are in this film with the posse and the attitude of the way the posse's depicted and all that, I think is much more a reflection of the way our particular group of friends were thinking at the time. Rather than any sort of calculated political statement that we were trying to.
But that way of thinking was not uncommon or avant-garde or anything. It's just that it hadn't been in a horror movie. No, people didn't bother with things like that in a horror film. They didn't.
Well, they didn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
right.
In
That's
almost
true.
in any kind of film. I mean, they didn't bother with it in Pillow Talk or in. You know, it was just a different time. The sensitivities were different. If there was a film with a black actor in it, it usually had a racial theme, or it was
Yeah,
it was a brave film like The Defiant Ones.
Right,
or
that's the
something.
one I was going to mention.
Yeah.
They were always or built around racial issues.
Right.
And this was not in any way, shape, or form.
And this is another one that Duane was very worried about.
Yes.
Where he has to strike
Has to
her.
hit her.
In fact, there was a great problem in getting him to strike her, wasn't there?
Yeah, he just didn't want to do it. Blap. It's a little
Well, you know,
screen direction there. Who knew from screen direction? It's like both.
he was right. If you really, in a character sense, he shouldn't have hit her. You know, it really is out of character for him to hit her. But we needed him to hit her because we had to get her unconscious for the sake of the plot. The other truck driver would have done it. You know, the rougher character would have hit her.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
that's
said,
why we decided. I think that's why we decided to make it really sort of come out of her frenzy, and he needed to get her more. He needed to just get her
To quiet her down.
so they could
Proceed
get on to
with-
business. Or I think that's what the intention was, even in the original script. She was just starting to flip out.
We still have this radio.
Yeah, the old Zenith.
I had an old a crank-up RCA Victrola there. I don't have it any longer. I brought it out to the set, and it was there. It was,
Oh.
and then when we left, I just didn't bother with it. I just said, "Oh, the heck with it,"
You left it.
which I wish I would have kept it. It would have been a valuable
A true collector's
Yeah.
item
thing to have now.
today. Of course, who knew that?
The music box is the thing that everybody asks for. You know, everybody wants that.
Who has
buy
that?
music? Nobody that I know.
Vince Cervinsky said his sister donated that to the production.
The music box?
The music box was hers.
Wow.
And he said she was always kind of sorry that she didn't get it back. She never did.
You remember one of the fans at the Jamboree took the sound effect cassette that we had there, and we had the music box
Yes.
on the sound effect cassette, and he uses it as his telephone answering message background.
It's incredible how
That's
people
right.
have gotten into this movie. Just unbelievable.
Well, it set the tone for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I think.
Well, we probably ought to mention a little bit about how we had to carry buckets of water every night in order to have something to flush the commodes with, and we would. There were no showers. George, Vince, Gary, and I slept at the house and took cat baths in the morning. We'd have to boil water on the stove and take our turns washing up, sleep on cots. Do you remember falling through the cot, George?
Yeah, I remember falling through an old canvas cot.
That's the second biggest laugh I had through the whole production.
What was the
Because every night you'd say, "This will never hold me," and I thought you were joking or just saying that for no reason until the day you sat on the cot and went right through to the floor. But the biggest laugh was Vince.
This was big production here too. This chair.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, setting the chair on fire.
I thought I saw the nude out there. Is that possible? Because I don't remember that.
I don't think
We
at
had
this
the
point.
nude
I don't think she was there yet. Somewhere, where do you see the writing on the? I know there's some point where you can actually see the marking on the boards because we had to keep track of where they all went.
When they unboarded
When they
for
unboarded
the
later.
escape attempt.
Because we
I
went
don't
pretty
recall
much
that.
in sequence.
The biggest laugh I had was coming out of the house in the morning, and Vince was on the porch holding some kind of squiggly things up in the air and putting water into them from a Coke bottle. And it looked so bizarre. It was like something from a Fellini film. I said, "What are you doing, Vince?" And he said, "Oh, well, these are sheep's intestines, and George says they look too flat and lifeless, and the zombies have to chomp into them, and so I'm filling them with water and tying knots in them to give them some life." And I just cracked up.
It works, though.
Yes, it did. It worked very well.
I guess we could have put slinkies inside them.
Something. Well, they were flat and lifeless. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen sheep's intestines, but saw those.
Oh, I saw those.
Saw those.
Because they are lifeless. Now, we didn't use the basement in this house. The basement door that's there, didn't we?
Well, there was no basement, or what there was
like
too
a
low.
dugout dirt hole.
Just a
I mean,
hole,
it was just
yeah.
It was
Very low.
impossible.
It was very low ceiling and small and dirt floor and dark, and it was really.
But I don't remember if we put that. Did we put that door there?
Yeah, Vince.
Yes.
Again, Vince did that. He cut the hole in
He
the
cut
wall.
the door
and,
in, framed it, and hung the door.
So that it.
But you couldn't go through it.
Right.
Now, all this stuff came from the closet in my house. So we need a closet full of stuff.
don't you wish you had all that stuff back?
No.
Why? It's a gun. Lucky break here.
We had no aversion to zoom shots.
No.
You know, the thing now most filmmakers now want to use just prime lenses.
Interesting him smoking that cigarette there. You know, that always catches my eye too.
I don't think Duane smoked, did he?
I don't.
Yes.
Did
I
he
don't-
smoke?
Yeah.
I
Was
don't
he a
remember,
smoker?
but it
Yeah,
always
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure.
smoked.
it always looks out of
Out of place, out of character
Everybody
character.
for him.
In
Yes.
1968,
Yeah, that's true.
everybody smoked.
Well, that's true. Yes.
Except Judy O'Day, she didn't smoke.
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
Now there's the window. He talks about,
Right.
Duane says about how we have the place fixed
boarded up pretty good.
pretty well. And we didn't board that window because outside of that window was about a 15-foot drop, and no zombies could have gotten in there anyhow.
Of course, the viewer doesn't know that.
Yeah,
No, the
so-
viewer doesn't know that. There was a sequence where she actually, when she first shows up, she runs around that side of the house, or did she not run around that side of the house?
No, she did. She did run around that side.
Yeah.
And because I can remember saying, well, that
You got her
Gonna
hitting
be-
the corner of the house, and then she ran away from camera down that side of the house where that window was.
But he does say, "I'll finish the job later," too. So we, for those reasons, we didn't board it right then.
Well,
Boy, you sure can rationalize.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
rationalized it at the time, and we should
it's
have
funny
just
how that
boarded
stuff
it.
bites you. I mean, I remember, well, you don't need to board that one up.
Be back to reinforce the window.
We might have
Somewhere
run
in
out of
this-
lumber, too.
Somewhere in this room, in the living room, that's the shot, or that's the scene where the script is propped up on the floor against a chair. Do you remember
You mean
that?
when he's tearing the table apart?
Yes. Yes.
I always,
Oh, is that when
I
it
think
is?
that's when it was.
I always forget
yes.
about that.
I've never
And
seen
also
it. I've
in
never
the shot
seen it.
with is it with the music box where your hand was over the lens?
Oh, yes. Someone's hand was over the lens.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It might have been
If
like,
you look at it frame by frame, you can actually see the
you know,
fingers and
just
the
one
hand
frame.
pull
maybe
away.
you were cutting the lens off to signify another bracket.
The body that's being pulled away there by Duane was my daughter, Kyra, who was the little girl in the film. And we needed a body for him to pull down the hallway. So Kyra was the body.
Oh yeah, we didn't want to use a mannequin because we were afraid it would look like a
It
mannequin.
looked like a mannequin, yeah. That's the famous Zenith radio. And the famous Judy O'Day.
The zooms are not at exactly the same speed, are they? It's like hand-operated, handmade zoom.
They're eating the flesh
But
of their
again,
victims.
they work.
We had
Okay, now she hears something. And here we come up out of the basement.
And there's the hidden door.
the basement that didn't exist.
Yes.
So whenever we see the scenes of the basement, we had to come back into Pittsburgh, and we used the basement of the building where our offices were at
Yes.
Leighton Image, and that was the basement, became the basement for the house.
Now the beginning of the confrontation between Ben and Harry.
And Harry.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place. I mean, you didn't hear the rat.
You notice I didn't have any more hair then than I do now.
You look almost the same now. One of the fans at the Jamboree said that to me, that said, you know, that Marilyn Eastman's a really nice-looking lady, and all of you people said the years have been really kind to you.
Was that the same fan who also said, of course, all you
And
people
then he said,
look
"Can
so
I have
old."
can I have a free?"
All right, now you tell me.
I said,
Oh,
"Easy."
that bruise is there.
Oh, you know, I have the bruise already, and this, I thought the bruise came from the fight with Ben, but obviously it didn't, because I have it.
It must have come from the accident with the car, or whatever
guess.
happened.
I guess so.
Now I suggest we all go back downstairs.
And this is where you and George discussed how you were going to play the character, how big to do it. And
Yeah.
what was that?
Well, remember, Ben, Duane played the character so calmly that it was decided that I should play Harry Cooper in a frenetic fashion, you know, with fist clenching and that sort of thing, just for contrast. And I'll never forget seeing the first rushes or dailies, and boy, what a comic opera figure I looked like.
But it works, though.
Oh, it works great.
It did
works
work.
well.
And Keith Wayne was a singer, and I remember we couldn't think who to cast for that part. And Richard Ritchie was at a nightclub and heard Keith sing and said that he had stage training and brought him out to audition, and we cast him in that part.
He's the only one who was not a Pittsburgher, isn't that right? Or was Keith a Pittsburgher originally?
I think he's from Newcastle,
Newcastle.
originally. I think so. And now he's a chiropractor in
Chiropractor,
North
yes.
Carolina.
For athletic chiropractic.
Is that what he does? He
Correct.
specializes in sports.
I guess he and Judy Ridley are just about the only ones that aren't still involved in showbiz anymore.
Well,
huh?
Judy is.
Is she?
Yeah, related. She does. She dresses food for commercials.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
she still does that. And she used to do makeup.
Did she? I didn't,
I didn't know
that.
Yeah, for a while she did a lot of makeup for TV commercials and so on. And Keith, I just saw, is going to be at a horror convention in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh,
I think the Zombie Jamboree kind of got it back in his blood, because he was starting to talk about scripts and
Oh, was he?
yeah, projects.
Ah,
He said he had no idea that the film was so popular and that there were so many fans for this movie. And I said, well, does it get you thinking that maybe you should have stayed in the business? And he said, yes, it definitely does.
So let's at least consider this a while.
he's a nice fellow.
He looks the same. He hasn't changed.
Just a little heavier. But then aren't we all?
this was the biggest jump.
Here we go.
Wham!
I love that.
That was a good one. That's another one where, you know, if we had some real dynamic range on the track, we could.
Now the hand.
This
That's
was
you and Marilyn made that hand, didn't you, Karl? The fake hand that gets slashed up.
I think
We worked on it somehow, but
I think we wound up making more of them. Is
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened. I think I made one, and
that's
then
right.
we needed more of them, and so they were just made out of clay with
And this
blood fillings inside.
Blood filling, right.
And
There's
this
the
zombie at the
squib.
window, that's Richard Ritchie, who as I mentioned, discovered Keith Wayne.
This you say was actually a squib on his head coming up, but you can't hardly see it.
Yeah, it's very difficult to see, but it was a squib.
This was all of us, I guess, our first experience with squibs, and the guys that were doing it, Vince's brother, Reg. There, you don't see it really. You don't see it go off. So we actually put a squib on his head,
Yeah.
and what? Didn't use the shot. Didn't turn out. Or something. I never remembered
There's
that.
the nude.
In fact,
Yeah, there
I've
she
gone
is.
around saying that. Well, we couldn't put one on someone's head, so we.
I don't think we knew any better.
There's John Simpson
do
in the
do you
front.
know if squibs were used in films prior to this? Did they use
That's
them in?
me.
You
There's
Oh,
Marilyn,
yeah.
is eating the bug off the tree.
Nobody knows that this is Marilyn. Remember how worried we were that, well, can the makeup really
Yes.
conceal you enough and all that? And it sure does. No one, I think, until you say.
And you did that makeup up yourself, didn't you? Which was a lot of the makeups were really good considering,
They got
especially.
better as the film went on.
Yeah.
They really did get better.
Experience.
We were
Experience,
learning.
that's
yes.
right.
And I guess a lot of that we forget too. That a lot of this is being done for the first time. I mean,
I don't.
You mean in this film?
the work with dermal wax, and I think squibs were either not used before this movie, or
Well, you know,
were
the first time
very
I
rarely
remember
used.
seeing squibs and the like was, I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I remember, you know, Peck and Paw, like Wild Bunch and French Connection and movies like that. I don't,
Well, they came after.
and that was after, but I honestly don't remember with. I mean, this wasn't something that Reg and those guys invented. I don't think it must have been.
At the time, I thought they were inventing it. I may have been wrong because it wasn't something that I saw.
They were fireworks guys. Or
Yeah.
Reg was
Right.
a fireworks guy, and Tony. And it's funny, they would always be working around the explosives with lit cigars. Or Tony always had that lit stogie in his mouth.
Yeah.
We were just freaking out.
We were worried.
But the idea of blowing out the little blood packs, I just honestly can't remember whether if it was an invention. Boy, that's something.
It should have been patented.
Should have been.
Okay, this is Harry's big retirement to the basement.
Now that shot was in the downtown bay. That was in the actual basement because there was no
Right.
stairwell here or anything. You just had room to get around the corner, right?
That's all.
What was it? A closet?
No,
No, they're
he took part of the kitchen. Don't you remember?
No,
that
I don't.
Little section of the kitchen to create that space.
To create that little
Yeah,
space.
because it was just the thickness of the wall, 6 inches or something like that.
Wow,
I didn't remember that.
I didn't remember that either.
Actually,
Helen
there was the thickness of the chimney.
and Kyra. There's Kyra.
Yeah.
And then another thing that people might not realize is that Judy Ridley actually was your receptionist at that time.
right.
Right.
She worked at Hardman Studios.
Hardman Associates, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, this was after Judy had left because Paula Richards was our
Oh,
receptionist.
I thought they were
then.
both there at the same time.
No, Paula Richards replaced Judy. Where did Judy? Didn't
Or
Judy?
was that before Judy?
I think that's
Paula
before.
left?
I
Or before
think
Paula started with us. But there was a transitional period there when both girls were working.
and Paula played one of the zombies.
Yes.
Right, and
Judy-
Paula's father also.
And Judy ended up in the role of Judy.
In the role, yes.
Too many ways of monsters can get in up there. We'll see who's right.
And our prop room was in this basement.
Down here?
That's important, isn't it?
Yeah, there's lots of nice stuff down there.
What do you mean by that?
And that's where the famous flood was. Is that right, Jack?
That destroyed everything.
Yeah, later on, the Night of the Living Dead work print and a lot of the elements that went into the movie and a lot of our early films were destroyed by a flood
In this basement,
in this basement.
There's a radio upstairs
The-
and they boarded us in down here?
the old Monongahela River came up and
Yep.
took it all away.
There's mass murder everywhere, and we're supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are
This is
staying
the argument.
here, Helen.
The argument.
Some kind of communication. With the authorities.
There's this jump cut coming up too, the real obvious jump cut, right?
Oh, the
Well,
one
we,
that
we were trying to cut
bothers.
some time out, wasn't that?
Well,
Was
the
when-
distributor
Yeah.
was
The
The
insisting.
distributor wanted some time out of the movie,
Right.
and I remember my biggest problem I had with it was that the biggest, widest shot we had of the zombies out in the field got cut out, and instead of putting it in somewhere else, it just got cut out.
lost.
Period.
And that's the shot that I wish we had back. I can remember it being a really great looking shot. It was a big, wide shot. And we stood some mannequins up out way in the distance, and we
Yeah.
had
Oh, I remember.
it was our
Just to
biggest
indicate a
zombie
horde,
shot.
a great
Right,
horde of
and
zombies.
that
Oh.
shot's never in there. In here's the jump cut, right?
Didn't we just see it?
Didn't it?
Was
I
that
think
it?
we just passed.
Oh, did we pass it? I'm sorry, I was looking away.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they insisted.
There was some
that-
dialogue that came out. I don't even remember what it was,
There were
but
about 6 more minutes of basement scene.
I
and
remember Russ was in New York at the distributor, and he said, "Well, I figured out this place where I could get these few lines out of here," and they didn't even have moviolas or anything. He was just looking at it up against a light box or something. He said, "I don't think you'll notice this. The head seems to be in pretty much the same position," and they took it out. It was like- Because we didn't have a lot of cutaways anyway, but
Well, I think there weren't any cutaways, and now you mentioned that wide shot, and you know, if we were doing that now, we could have probably put some music in and actually taken the liberty of going outside to a zombie shot,
right.
and that could have been the cutaway.
Well, how many minutes did we drop in order to?
I think
Oh, not
about
much.
6, wasn't
about
it?
6 minutes, I think. And they
Altogether?
insisted. They
Because
said the
it
whole
seems-
movie's too talky in this whole section, and it has to go. And you know, it was our first dealings with a distributor, and they were in the power position, and we figured.
The
I don't remember it
bonfire-
being that much.
The bonfire at the end, I know, was trimmed.
Was
Remember
it? That
the-
I don't
The
remember.
credits roll and then it goes back to the bonfire in the original. And
Well,
there were
that's
there was
still
a
there.
minute.
That's still
That's
there.
still
Minute or
there. It
two.
still ends on a live shot.
It comes back to life at the end. The fire comes back on with the final
But
sort
it
of
was
music.
longer.
They wanted
Maybe.
more zombie shots in, and they wanted the dialogue cut. And we didn't have almost all our zombie shots were in. I think all we came up with were just a few more seconds, a
Well, there
couple
wasn't. Yeah, there was very
short
little.
shots, and then we had to put the jump cut in to get to shorten the dialogue, and that's all we could do. So
Yeah, the shooting ratio was very tight.
about a 6-to-1 shooting ratio.
Harry's wife.
A lot of it, you know, George really kind of took over at one point with just trying to keep to the schedule and get the film in the can. And a lot of these things, George would shoot one take, and that was it. There wasn't even a safety take. If he got it, he got it, and on to the next thing. And you know, we were really worried if anything had been scratched or whatever. But it, you know, it came out.
And it was funny. We were reducing everything to 16 millimeter to work on it because all of our equipment was in 16 millimeter.
16.
So even though we shot at 35 millimeter negative, all our work prints and everything were in 16. And it was all cut on a synchronizer and just a viewer.
Yeah,
And
not
then
even
transferring all the. I forget how we. You didn't actually make the 16 millimeter transfers, did you? You did all the sound effects and music
Right.
on quarter-inch.
On quarter-inch.
And then we had to get them transferred,
Somebody,
probably out of WRS. Or
I think
Yeah.
WRS did the mag transfer. Excuse me.
But, I think the whole film, and boy, talk about ingenuity. Again, I don't know how much the audience knows about laying up various soundtracks, but that we had voice tracks. Yeah, there were voice tracks, music tracks, and sound effects tracks. And in the interest of keeping it down to a minimum number of tracks on 16 mag, that thing was like an amazing checkerboard. And I remember we were mixing without picture. We did at first. Then we
That's right.
were initially
Yeah, we
mixing
didn't.
it down.
We didn't have the capability of watching picture while
picture.
we mixed.
So we would just watch the checkerboarding of the mag tracks, and I got in the habit of using white leader, which was expensive because rather than just using fill. But that was so that you could see when there was tape and when it was not, when there was no signal.
And there were 7 sound effects and music tracks, and you'd be in there with just that 8-gang synchronizer, 1 gang with picture and 7 sound, and film hanging out your mouth, out your ears, out your nose, and trying to keep track of it and keep it all in sync.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll go to my grave with some of that nitrate, I think.
Yeah, and every movie we made for about 10 or 15 years was made that way. We never had any such thing as an editing table, an automated camera steam back.
Even years later, when we had this, even all the way down through Night Riders, I would cut with and mix blind. Night Riders was the first picture that I mixed to picture.
This scene that's up now is the scene that was shot at our studios downtown on a deck, master control deck that looked into 3 different studios.
That's Chuck.
Chuck Craig
That's Chuck Craig.
Who
worked
was
for us.
at one time. At that point, he was working for you guys.
Right.
Yes.
Right? But he had once been a newsman, right?
Yes, in Cincinnati.
And he
Yeah.
wrote this copy for himself, just as he.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
very effective.
We can get some gas, we can get out of here.
And you guys had a show called the Jason Flake Show, and
Yes.
he was
Yes.
Jason Flake.
He
And,
was Jason
Right.
Flake.
and what did you do?
Comedy routines for morning radio.
There goes
There's
Ross
Ross Harris, who supplied all the intestines.
The guy on the phone behind Chuck there
Right.
is
at the butcher shop.
the guy that supplied the intestines. He was a meat pack, or he owned a meat packing company or something.
No, he bought for his. He had a chain of meat stores,
Oh,
butcher shops. I think they were called. Well, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, butcher shops. Oh,
And
yeah.
Chuck bought a rabbit farm, didn't he? After
Yes.
a few years after this. Is that funny?
frick and frack, make a movie.
I don't know what happened to her. Something really bad, I imagine.
Yeah, the dark haired lady.
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah. Well, she was bad news.
Oh, this is the big budget scene.
The big budget scene.
There,
Yep.
There's George with the
Excursion
microphone.
to Washington. Is that Givens back there?
That's Givens.
Oh, is that Jack Givens in the back?
In the hat in the back.
I had forgotten
And
that.
that's me on the left there
Yeah.
with the microphone, looking like with sunken eyes. That's
your
Reach, the
Hitchcock.
pyrotechnics guy over on the right with the sunglasses. Isn't that Reach?
Yeah,
That's
that's
Reach.
Reach.
Stravinsky.
He was the guy that did explosives, and we all trekked to Washington D.C. It was a big deal. I remember. I don't know how many vehicles, but I guess everyone that you see here, plus a few other people, went down there in several cars,
Yes, convoy.
including this Lincoln that we're about to see, which you mentioned before, which is Karl's Lincoln, from which came the tire iron.
And I don't think we had permission to shoot at the Capitol, did we?
No, we did
didn't.
not.
We just rolled up and started to shoot. There's Jack again.
Yeah, that's me in my Army uniform.
The flags on the car were homemade flags. Nobody really knew what a. Well, that's your story, Marilyn. You
Yeah,
tell
we
it.
just knew we had to have flags, and so we made red flags with white stars, and nobody complained. So
It's probably why we got away with shooting on the street there.
Hoping to get some further explanation of this.
We've heard all we need to know. We have to try to get out of here.
He said the rescue stations have doctors and medical supplies. If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
Elmo is one of the world's foremost authorities on space science and technology.
Willard, I saw a sign that said Willard.
Or the uniform we rented from Esser Costume Company, and I mean, it was just, everything was so, wrong. But we were parked in front of the Capitol, and we'd already been parked there for probably 15 or 20 minutes, and we were getting nervous, let's get this shot and get out of here before somebody asks us what we're doing. And the guards were up there with their guns and everything, and pretty soon the guard came down. We go, oh, shoot. Now we have to leave. And he sticks his head in and he said, I'm sorry, I have to ask you to move because if we let one general park here, they'll all want to park.
That's a true story,
That's
too.
a true story.
It actually happened.
Who shot that shot? That was a 16 millimeter. That was with the
Russ.
the Eclair.
Yeah,
Did
Russ
Russ
was
shoot
using
it?
the Eclair, yeah.
Well, Russ is in the shot.
No, I was in the shot.
So was Russ.
Russ isn't in that shot, is
No,
he?
Russ isn't in that shot. Russ was shooting with the Eclair, because there are stills of him with the Eclair.
Okay. Oh, Russ is in another shot. And George, you shot the scene that Russ
Trading
is
off.
in.
And there's Frank Doak, who worked at Hardman.
Yes,
Yes.
he was our vice president in charge of sales, marketing.
These rescue stations that are overprinted on the screen, I can remember, it goes to show you the differences. Right, one of the first times the movie was shown, or several times when it was shown on the air, they actually blacked them out, or they had to make announcements and saying this isn't real. Or George Anderson
yeah.
told
That's
me
right.
that story.
I don't remember that.
Because
Yeah.
we put real town and city names on the screen, because we figured if we had to carry our own picture from drive-in to drive-in to get it on screens, that maybe people would recognize McKeesport and Clareton and all these different towns, and that would motivate them to come out and see the picture. So we used real names, but then the TV stations were afraid that people would actually start calling these emergency numbers. And
Which, in retrospect, made a lot of sense.
they were afraid maybe something like
War of the
Orson
Worlds.
Welles, the War of the Worlds phenomenon might set in.
Find some bed spreads or sheets to tear up into small strips, okay?
It's too bad that there was no, no such thing as portable video back then. It would be great to have
Oh, yes.
some behind-the-scenes stuff.
When was the last time any of you saw Duane Jones?
I saw him actually just about a year before he died. We ran into him. Chris and I ran into him at an airport.
Boy.
He was working. Actually, we were in touch with him. I used to stay in touch with him whenever I was casting in New York because he knew a lot of. He was with the Negro Ensemble theater, and so actually he turned us on to a lot of actors that subsequently were in other films that we did. And then we ran into him at an airport. Ran into him at the Pittsburgh airport about a year before he died.
Yeah, I used to see him now and then through the early to mid-'80s, I think. And he would come into Pittsburgh. In fact, his mother called when we had the Zombie Jamboree. His mother called me, and she's living in Atlanta and with his sister, who's the city solicitor of Atlanta. And she remembered how I used to come to the house and pick Duane up, and we'd go to different parties or whatever. And then I didn't see him for a while.
I
Tim
think we saw
Ferranti.
him
We,
in the late 70s in New York.
in New York, we had
We had a studio there.
lunch with him.
Tim Ferranti did the last interview with him for Fangoria magazine, and I had I either called Duane or wrote him a letter and asked him to give Tim the interview, and so he said that he would do that.
That was a good interview, too.
Screen direction again, right? With them both looking left. Oh no, there she's looking right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just the close-ups were fouled up.
And I remember
We had no one was keeping track of any of that stuff. It
Well,
was all of us remembering. We were
yeah.
talking about that before.
I think screen direction was something that was missing from our education at that time.
From our vocabulary.
But do you remember that this scene was all, we lost sync on this. We had to, because we didn't have crystal sync, we had to use a sync cable, and it was bad. So we
With
had
a
to take,
resolver, you mean?
yeah, we had to take this to the lab, and they used a resolver to bring it back in sync, but then it threw the pitch of their voices off. And it was a nightmare of a time to try to mix the scene and recapture the correct sound of their voices.
Well, didn't we actually take some of the tracks and use the out of sync stuff and just sort of fit them in? I can remember sitting with this thing over the synchronizer for
Oh yeah, it was a
Years.
nightmare.
what seemed like years and trying to get the sync.
It's not like just a wind passing.
There he is.
Keith Wayne. What was he? Was the he had some kind of a name as a he was the male go-go or something like that.
Oh, he did?
Didn't he? When he was performing, I mean, when he
As
was
a singer?
As a singer, yeah.
No, I don't know what they
Mr. Go-Go.
headlined him. Was that it?
Something
Mr.
like
Go-Go?
that. I know it had go-go in it.
But he worked under Keith Wayne, and
Yes.
he was a very good singer. And then he went on, right after the movie was made, he went on tour for the State Department, singing in, I think, South American countries. We lost track of him for years until the Jamboree time, and then we found out
Yes.
he was a chiropractor. He's now a chiropractor in
North
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
What's in that box, Karl, that you just brought up? Oh, those are more Molotovs.
Those are the Molotov cocktail fixins.
Fixins. Moonshine. We're throwing those out the window.
Oh, my.
Trying to get them to...
Hit that stone down there. No problem. No problem. Because they got to break, and flame has to go everywhere. Don't worry about it. I'll hit the stone.
Okay, now here's where you might be able to see the
markings.
the markings on the underside of the board.
That's pretty hot, though. It's pretty burned out looking.
There it is.
There it is.
You do see it. And we had to label them so we would know how to put them back in the right place for the sake of continuity. Because sometimes we'd be shooting when in the script the door was boarded, and other times the door wasn't supposed to be boarded.
It's amazing that it was ever finished.
Now, what was the problem here, Karl? You had a good story to tell about trying to hit that stone with the...
Well, you know, it was my, I guess, colossal ego in thinking that I could hit a stone that was about, what the heck was it? 18 inches across by, it was a big stone, but I was on the second floor.
Didn't look too big from up there.
And I've never pitched a baseball. You know, so,
You had to hit the stone and break the bottle.
So the bottle would break.
yeah. There we go.
Gee, you don't even aim.
Ooh, that one did break.
Yeah, it did.
And I cut a wave, sorry.
But the stone was not over there, so that was...
This is where Gary Streiner caught fire, right?
No, he caught. This is where I did the fire. I'm the zombie that gets set on fire here.
Yeah, but I
There
mean
we go.
accidentally. That's Jack there on
Yeah.
fire.
No, Gary caught on fire trying to reignite the chair in the lawn.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right. He was squirting
Yeah,
lighter fluid.
lighter fluid on it. Or
gasoline he had in a plastic bottle.
It was gasoline.
and there's Rudy Ritchie. All the Ritchies are in this movie. Mark Ritchie was the bearded scientist in Washington, D.C., talking about the Venus probe,
I mean, it's pretty...
which became now the reason all the blurbs say that that's why the zombies are alive.
And I think here, in one of these shots, you can see that the headlight is not broken out on the truck, because this was the truck that could actually drive was the duplicate truck that the one that you saw first in the movie couldn't run, and we had to tow it there. Then we shot. You remember?
There's
There's Bill Heinzman getting set on fire. But remember, George, you wanted a big wide shot. We didn't have any wide shots that showed the layout here, and so we shot our only day for night footage here coming up, I think.
I thought that was in the was later, but maybe it is here somewhere.
I think when it's on their way to the gas pump. There
This
it
one.
is.
Yeah, that's it.
See?
Right.
Well, when did we shoot the big wide shot then of the ghouls that you were lamenting didn't make it into the final?
That was also a dusky or a day for night shot, I think.
For use here in this at the end?
No, it was supposed to be one of the window point of views,
Oh.
very near the end. When they, you know, they were supposed to look out the window and see that the odds were overwhelming.
One thing I just remembered now that Duane was very uncomfortable. He hated any kind of firearm.
Yeah.
He really hated that gun, so
Yes, that's right.
and
You can see it. You see him the way he's holding it
Yeah.
there.
and so we had to have somebody load it, hand it to him, and or even if it happened to be unloaded, he had to be handed the gun right before each shot, and then it had to be taken from him right after.
I like this shot here.
Yeah.
And the other
And
thing,
he was just totally. I mean, he's such a just a non-violent kind of person. You know, I remember the one time. Remember, he had to take one of the boards off the wall, and he hit my camera. Do you remember that? And he was like, he couldn't work for an hour. Or he was like,
Yes, I do remember that now. I'd forgotten that, though.
I think it's when he's flinging the board at you, or when you have him at gunpoint, and I think he fling a board at you, or something? And I think he hit, and when he
Hits the rifle, yes.
right.
this explosion, the truck exploded just a while ago, and that we shot with 3 cameras. Russ on one, and I was on another camera, both 16mm cameras, and George on the 35mm. And Russ and I were nearly hit with some of the shrapnel from the truck explosion. This was good stuff here with the torch.
Yes. Very effective. It looks good. No, you're not getting back in here, fella.
There's Cowardly Harry.
Yeah. But he did open the door. Should I or shouldn't I? Here I go. There.
Uh-oh.
Caught in the act.
Yep.
Oh, I better help.
Yes. Maybe he won't be quite so mad.
How does it make you feel, Karl, when you some people actually cheered in the audience whenever he
Shot me?
clobbers you and
yeah.
shot you too, right?
I take it as a tribute to my acting ability.
And well, you should. Bang.
There. Boy, that was tough. Getting
Smash.
him
Yeah.
To stop hitting
Do
you
that.
once he started enjoying it.
What's funny because you can see him sort of check it there. You're doing great, Karl. Man, it's like, oh, that's a good one.
There's our phone.
There's
we
our
still have
telephone.
that telephone.
You still have that telephone?
Uh-huh.
You really did. You really took those shots. No stunt players here.
Oh, and this was the
Yes,
inspiration for the Night of the Living Dead barbecue sauce.
The Last Supper.
Well, remember we went back. We were worried that that it wasn't strong enough. And, I know Jack was the big proponent, saying, "Well, we should go." Really, we went back and reshot some of these, right? Shot some of the close-ups and stuff.
I don't remember. That's funny. If I was the big proponent, I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that either. There's Paula
There's
Richards.
Paula Richards.
We didn't.
There's
There-
the water-filled.
There are the what? Yep.
Intestines.
Chuck Craig.
That's Chuck
Newsman.
Craig playing a ghoul.
That's David Barber. And
Dave
there's a lot of
Barber.
advertising people from
Yes.
that we knew from our respective. There goes a
Betty
mannequin
Allen.
arm being carried away.
That's John
John
Simpson.
And that stuff on the bones and the arm there, that was some kind of silly putty, right? Pink
Yes.
stuff
Yes.
that we just put on there. It looked
Yeah.
like flesh.
I think the big ham bone that Simpson had actually had some meat on it, didn't it?
I think it had
some
some
of them
gristle.
did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he ate any of it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I think he did.
Those guys really got into that. You know, even Dave Barber with the intestines. He really.
No, he was eating the liver.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
Oh, the liver. Whoever had. Oh, that was Roger McGovern on the ham bone.
On the-
Roger McGovern on ham bone.
They were all commercial clients of ours that we considered rather staid people ordinarily, and it just stunned us that they chomped into these
All had good jobs.
organs.
you know.
Right.
And now Miss Catatonia is
Uh-oh.
getting to come out of it.
3:10.
Well, I think I'm going to shoot me a couple folks here. Better load up.
I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know.
And the Lady Helen.
There's the coat rack.
Yeah, the famous coat.
Famous coat rack. That was. I don't see that around here. That was here last time.
Now that's up at the warehouse.
Oh,
You said those things turned your
Should
car over.
should bring that down
Get
here.
it back on his wheels and driving? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like
I still have that dress. You still have
Do
that
you
watch.
really?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
still
it's
have
right
the dress.
Yes.
You're in the studio somewhere.
well, you guys really saved everything. I didn't save anything. I have some of the old 8x10s that
one of those
you guys did all your darkroom duty on. Even the stills we did in-house, so to speak.
Yes,
That's
you
right.
did.
I think I have some of the same fillings that I had down here.
Can't walk. He's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You're gonna turn it over by yourself?
Oh,
Now the confrontation builds.
It was interesting, the TV stuff too. That remember that we actually did matte shots, which was a new thing for any of us. I don't think we'd ever done any.
That's right.
Any,
The television.
Yeah, matting in the TV. There's Betty Ellen.
There's
in
the
the black.
nude again.
Yeah. It was interesting. The nude had to be toned down with makeup.
why was that?
She glowed. Isn't that right?
Yeah, she glowed in the moonlight.
She was too white.
And then what there's someone in a surgical gown or something, which everyone always says, well, what's that?
Oh, I think that's Roger McGovern, right?
Yes, it is Roger.
Yeah, that always looks a little weird, you know.
And people don't read it as a hospital gown
Oh.
or something. They wonder
They
why.
read it
What's
as
that
a
guy in the
surgical-
dress?
Guy's dress.
Well, you know, transvestites can be ghouls too. They're trying to be girls, but they turn out to be ghouls.
That's-
Oh.
Oh.
Now there's a shot.
Posse
And,
footage.
I know. I remember whenever George got hung up on some commercial job, and I was working on the second half of the script, and George read it and said, "There's something bothering me. Something's the matter." Oh, get out, George. It's all right. Rudy read it. And he said, "Oh, I think it's good." George said, "I know what it needs. I know what'll fix it." He says, "We need one more siege, one more attack, one more big attack before the final attack." And so that was written in.
Oh,
Ah.
I didn't know
I
that.
think it turned out to be right. It did fill in a hole there.
That's George Cassana, who is a non-actor, and these are some of the funniest, greatest lines in the movie.
Film, yes.
Bill Cardell there, who's a real Chilly Billy Cardilli. He hosted a chiller theater, a Saturday night spook show theater in Pittsburgh here, and still is on television now.
I used to do commercials on Chiller Theater. I was the vampire lady.
I didn't know that.
Common Alpha.
Common Alpha, that's right. Wow.
I lived in a bathtub. I had an old bathtub with claw feet. instead of a coffin.
This was the stuff I think that people felt was so, made the film so angry and militant or whatever. I think the whole portrayal and the the grittiness of this posse just coming through and gunning everybody down. And
Of course, those guys were that way in real life. I mean, they were all rough and ready guys from the steel towns around Pittsburgh.
That's right.
And
the vehicles, boy, this was big deal production. Well, the helicopter was our biggest element,
Yes.
which was KQV.
KQV.
Brought their helicopter out, and then the TV guys.
Because I used to work for KQV.
here we are back to the gobos. Slow down the production. And Bill Cardill's daughter Lori later had the starring role in Day of the Dead.
Right.
I meant to mention that before.
In the police car, or where was it? Is it a police car, or where you have
The ambulance with
Oh,
Willard.
the ambulance, yeah.
the
I borrowed that from a dealer, the dealer from whom I'd purchased the Lincoln, and we put Willard on it in the black letters and returned it, and they had to repaint the whole side of the car because there was a ghost image of the letters on the side. They were not
That
happy
was
about
awful. That was a terrible thing.
There's Jack Givens again, right? Was that Jack?
I think I
I've
saw
done
him.
this so many times. You can see that they're all very weak and slow moving.
So were we at the end of each shooting day.
Yes.
This was my favorite scene for myself as a performer.
Come over here, give me a hand, man. No way, baby. I'm out of here. My chance.
This was where Duane walloped me.
You were very close.
Yeah, I think
With the camera.
I was trying to use, I think, a 10 millimeter
Yeah, we had that.
because
wide
focus
angle.
was easier in the dark light.
And he swings around.
And we were out of the blimp.
That's it.
Whap! That was it, right there before
That
the cut.
was it, huh?
Blap! Ooh.
Bang. And here's the coat rack that kept following you down the stairs, Karl.
Right. Those ironies too. I mean, the fact that he just goes ahead and shoots you after he has the drop on you and all that. I
Yeah.
think that's what it was. The little, the things. And we didn't
Flinch from doing it.
flinch from doing it. I know we talked about a bunch of those things, but I think that's really what, in the end, helped make the film so as strong as it was. Some of those behaviors that you don't normally see. And just the twist of, is he right? Is he wrong? Who's right? Harry's right. That whole...
Well, you didn't know the film had the unpredictability. You had to watch for what was going to happen next because anything could happen. But yet the things that did happen were within the context of believability.
See how the head ghoul's hair is different from the beginning of the film?
What is it, a crew cut there?
It's
Yes,
very short.
yes.
It was long front end.
Now,
Uh-oh.
there's... Never explained how she cut my arm off.
Did a pretty quick job of it.
Bill Heinzman still has that trowel.
Yes.
Yeah, we signed it. at the. Did you guys sign it at the
Yeah,
chamber?
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Here's the chocolate syrup scene.
Yeah, we used the different
This is-
kinds of blood chocolate syrup here, but in some cases we used red ink, like for the squibs, because we needed something thin that would actually fly when the squibs went off. And then
And
other
black
times,
paint, we also used
black paint we used. And
Here.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, because that's what was in my dress. Yeah, I had two dresses, and the dress that I used in this shot, the paint, dried, and the fabric dried in it, and I was never able to
Oh, you weren't
get the dress pulled apart again.
Well, wasn't shooting right after that scene? There's the driving glove.
There's
the
It makes
glove.
us realize that that's Johnny. Of course, she says Johnny.
No,
But
Johnny.
that stab, the sort of portrait of us all sitting there holding up
Yeah.
Yes,
wasn't that when we shot that?
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Right there.
That was the wrap. That
Yep.
was the last shot. As I recall, it was the last shot.
That's a great picture. I love that picture.
Yeah, that's fun. There's Bill.
Yeah.
Their hair doesn't stop growing. Their hair starts to
No.
move. Their hair starts to move faster.
Their hair grows faster because the body is deteriorating and not getting any nourishment. See, there's always a logical explanation
These are
for
the
every
rules. You have
seemingly
to know the
religious
rules.
experience.
Once you have the rules, if you don't violate them, you're home.
Here they come.
Here's Bill Birchinall.
Shake the
He was-
windows
he
and
was-
rattle the walls.
He was another ad executive who was like the most staid. He had his clients were like Blue Cross and people
Yeah.
that
Yes.
put up with
Yes.
no nonsense.
Well, you
all.
notice
And
Bill's hair is always perfectly groomed.
Yes.
Spirit of the ghoul.
even after death.
Well, Bill was born in a three-piece suit.
Yeah, I was going to say three-piece button down.
Yeah, that's right.
And the hair, I think, is what Jimmy Johnson modeled his after.
Nice guy.
And that lady in this scene in the ghoul in the nightgown, was that Russ's mother?
Yeah, his aunt. His aunt,
His
right?
aunt.
Yes. But his mother
There's
was...
Bill.
There's Bill Bird.
I
Yeah.
think does a great job banging that table there. Or a piano.
He said he was on, a couple years ago, Bill Birchinall was on a tour of Europe and got recognized as a zombie in Night of the Living Dead and became the hero of the tour.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake. And there's poor Helen. Uh-oh. See, he didn't shoot him in the head. There.
Karl said, please, not another take. These sit-ups are tough.
I don't remember actually. It's funny. I don't remember shooting with Duane in that basement. Did we shoot him at a
don't?
separate time?
Separate time. Yes.
That's why it's all single shots, huh?
I was just thinking about just flying him and Keith Wayne back and forth was a major portion of our little budget. And made me think of Russ winning that chess game with Jack Napier at
Yeah.
the lab. And
Very interesting story.
Great
The whole-
story.
it was for our sound mix. That if Russ won the chess game, we'd get the mix for free, and if Russ lost the chess game, we'd have to pay double. And you and George and I and Russ were at the Black Angus, where the tables in the bar were chessboards, and we're all a little loaded, and they started that chess game, and I thought, oh no, Russ loses his chess game, we're done.
There's the
But he
KQB
did
helicopter.
win.
He won.
But didn't what's his name bring in a champion chess player? His girlfriend was a
Yeah,
I think, didn't she go home before it started, or Jack Napier's girlfriend, Laura?
I don't know. We'll have to.
Boy, let's talk about guerrilla filmmaking, huh? Holy cow. This really was it.
Helicopter was owned by one of the radio stations, KQV, right?
Yeah. I'm really terrified. I'd never been around a helicopter like that a lot. And I remember telling, worried about people walking under the rotors and walking in as a tail thing.
Maybe that's why you thought of, when you made Dawn of the Dead, you thought of having a zombie
maybe
get his head taken off by a rotor.
Big production stuff here. There's Al Croft. There's Vince Cervinsky.
Yeah.
On the right. Steve Hutsko, is that the cameraman?
Yeah.
Yep.
From Channel
Channel 11 news photographer.
See the old news cameras, boy. That's the days before videotape. Remember when news used to be on film?
B&H.
I tell you, we would never have learned to work with film if it weren't for that. That was just a matter of being at the right place at the right time before video, and they were using film to do commercials, and so therefore there were processing laboratories and equipment, and in big cities like Pittsburgh. And I remember hanging around Pittsburgh Motion Picture Laboratory, which is then in the building where Latent Image wound up. They had that ground floor.
Swirgle, John Swirgle.
John Swirgle, yeah.
Well, the other thing, there were about 20 commercial film companies in Pittsburgh then. Most of them just one-man operations, or maybe 8 or 10 people at the most.
Dave James.
That's Dave James, who's in the news department at KDKA Radio.
Were the cops were real cops, were they?
Yes, they were.
Some of them were, yeah.
Pittsburgh police arranged through this man, David Craig, who was the public safety director at the time, and played the coroner's car driver. Or was he the coroner? Guess he was the coroner.
I always liked that shot right up the lane there.
I always liked the way that he hears the helicopter in the distance, and the way that all played, and this entire sequence.
Yeah.
Was, I always
See, there's gunshots though that
lot.
aren't on the gunshots. That's the result of working on a little moviola reader. I couldn't see all the puffs of smoke, and I missed a bunch of them.
Always liked his fall there. Dave James takes the
Yeah.
That's a good fall.
It's amazing. That's amazing stuff, isn't it? People come out and they really want to do that. It's amazing.
Yes, it is.
And he forgot that he did that fall. He came out to the Zombie Jamboree, and I talked with him about it and told him that was one of my favorite shots, and he had totally forgotten that he even did it.
Yeah.
Darned.
It's funny. People get up in front of the camera, and it's all of a sudden someone who's never done anything like that before does something spectacular like that. That's a stuntman fall there. He just went down flat.
Yeah, it must have hurt. Yeah, there's a real villain of the piece.
Right.
He kills the hero.
And that's Vince.
That's Vince Cervinsky.
Yeah, he said he saw the movie at a theater with a largely black audience, and he said he was lucky to get out of the theater alive.
Did you guys print these?
Yes.
You actually made the prints in the darkroom.
Yeah.
Using what? Did you print through like a fabric or something?
A mezzotint screen.
And what did you record the sound on? I was trying to remember that. You didn't have a 1/4-inch machine, did you?
Yeah.
You did have a 1/4.
A Aravox Tandberg portable recorder.
I couldn't remember. I was wondering if we had a sprocket drive. Or, I couldn't remember. I remember the blimp.
Yeah. No, it was. But we resolved the sound.
This Heinzman's name is spelled wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Should be H-I-N.
Oh no, I
All
never
these
noticed
years.
All
that.
these years, you never. So I think the only problem was that this movie made it seem like the movie business was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The old Capitol Library.
Do you remember at the premiere that we got a standing ovation at the end? When he showed the picture at the Fulton Theater, and the bonfire ignited, and everybody, the entire packed theater, stood and gave us a standing ovation because
Yes, they
nobody
did.
could believe that a movie this good had been made in Pittsburgh.
It's very embarrassing. What do you say? Huh? Everyone around you standing up.
See, now that original sequence was much longer after the credits finished.
Yeah.
Then it went back to more stills, more music.
Yeah,
and it gave
I
the
don't,
audience
I don't
a
remember
time
that.
of relief.
I do remember that now that you mention
was
it.
very
But boy, that's a
effective.
vague memory too. Yeah.
Well, do you want to watch it again?